Hello, my dear students. Welcome again to my class. We are doing the chapter 2 History Nationalisms in India. In previous class, we have discussed about the definition of nationalisms, implication of First World War, the idea of Satyagraha and the Rowlatt Act. Dear students, in previous session we have discussed also the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. तो ये tragedy का क्या result था? This tragedy brought Gandhiji to the forefront of Indian politics. The Congress boycotted the official committee of inquiry headed by Lord Hunter. Gandhiji organized a passive resistance movement in protest against the unprovoked firing. The news of the tragedy spread to North India. Strikes and clashes with the police began. Government suppressed and humiliated protesters. Villagers were bombed. Violence forced Gandhiji to call off Satyagraha movement. So the Jallianwala Bagh massacre marked a turning point in the history of struggle for freedom. Gandhiji intended to unite people, especially Hindus and Muslims, for what? In order to launch a more broad-based movement across India. And खिलाफत issue give this opportunity to गांधी जी, मतलब गांधी जी जो प्लान किए थे यूनाइट करने के लिए हिंदू एंड मुस्लिम को, उसको और भी सपोर्ट किया था खिलाफत इशू. सो नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस दिस मैटर, खिलाफत नॉन कोऑपरेशन मूवमेंट. In the First World War, the Ottoman Empire in Turkey was defeated. The British imposed humiliating terms on Turkey, and the Allies divided the Empire of Turkey among themselves. This resulted in the abolition of the title Khalifa of the Sultan. Khalifa means the spiritual head. This infuriated the Muslims since the Sultan of Turkey was also the Khalifa of Islam. So the relation between British and the Muslims began to worsen. Two brothers, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, along with the Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, organized an anti-British mass movement of Muslims in India in 1990. Okay, so Khilafat Committee was formed in Bombay in March 1990 to defend the Khalifa's temporal powers. Gandhiji convinced the Congress to join hands with Khilafat movement and start a non-cooperation campaign for Swaraj. At the Kolkata session of the Congress in September 1920, the resolution was passed to launch a non-cooperation movement in support of Khilafat and also for Swaraj. This movement was renamed as Non-Cooperation Khilafat Movement. But the fact is, the British government remained rigid and uncompromising. The Rowlatt Act was also not withdrawn. So Gandhiji decided to launch a nationwide satyagraha in protest against the incident in Punjab and Turkey. So on 1st August 1920, he started the non-cooperation movement challenging the government. In his famous book Hind Swaraj, Mahatma Gandhi declared that British rule was established in India with the cooperation of Indians. So if Indians refused to cooperate, British rule in India would collapse within a year and Swaraj would come. Gandhiji believed that if Indians began to refuse to cooperate, the British rulers will have no other way than to leave India. The non-cooperation movement had two kinds of objectives, constructive and destructive. तो constructive aspect क्या था? In the first place, Gandhiji launched a constructive program by popularizing khadi or hand-woven cloth, and the charka became the symbol of Swadeshi. So destructive aspect क्या था? Surrender the titles which were awarded by British government, boycott civil services, army, police, courts, legislative council and schools, boycott foreign goods. तो इसमें एक एक्सेप्शनल केस भी था क्योंकि कांग्रेस के अंदर भी बहुत ही कन्फ्लिक्ट था. सो द लीडर ऑफ द कांग्रेस वर रिलक्टेंट टू बॉयकॉट द काउंसिल इलेक्शन शेड्यूल्ड फॉर नवंबर 1920. ओके, सो जो प्रोग्राम था ये इसके ऊपर डिपेंड किया था कि गवर्नमेंट अगर परसिस्टेड विद द रिप्रेसिव मेजर पे रहे, देन लॉन्च ए फुल सिविल डिसोबीडियंस कैंपेन. Okay, so finally in December 1920, Congress session at Nagpur adopted the non-cooperation movement with a compromise. Differing strands within the non-cooperation movement, means different groups and their aspirations. So non-cooperation movement had introduced a new technique of political struggle and had prepared the people for non-violent rejections of British rule. मूवमेंट इन टाउन्स एंड सिटीज़, तो टाउन और सिटीज़ पे क्या था? एजुकेटेड मिडिल क्लास लीड द मूवमेंट इन टाउन्स एंड सिटीज़. एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस, लॉ कोर्ट्स एंड द काउंसिल इलेक्शंस वर बॉयकॉटेड. Foreign clothes and other goods were burnt in bonfire. People began to use khadi clothes. Government servants resigned their jobs. Liquor shops were picketed. But remember that this non-cooperation movement slowed down in towns and cities due to some reason. So क्या reason था? Because khadi clothes were very costly. The poor were not able to buy them. Indians boycotted British institutions like law, courts and educational institutions, but alternative institutions did not come up. So people had to stop boycott. Movement in countryside, mainly in villages. क्या था? Peasant movement. In Awadh, a peasants movement was organized by Baba Ramchandra. It was against landlords and talukadars. Reduction of rent and abolition of beggar were their main demand. They formed the Awadh Kishan Sabha. So कौन था ये बाबा रामचंद्र? He had led peasants movement in Awadh against talukadar and landlords. He demanded reduction of rent, abolition of beggar and the boycott of landlords. In October 1920, he formed Awadh Kishan Sabha with the help of Nehru. तो अवध मूवमेंट का क्या सिनेरियो था? क्योंकि अवध में पीजेंट जो थे उससे फोर्सफुली रेवेन्यू कलेक्ट करते थे तालुकादार, और तालुकादार ये रेवेन्यू सबमिट करते थे किसको? ब्रिटिशर को. तो तालुकादार मिडिल मैन के तरह काम करते थे इन बिटवीन पीजेंट एंड ब्रिटिशर. सो द मूवमेंट वाज ऑलमोस्ट अगेंस्ट द तालुकादार. ओके, एंड नेक्स्ट मूवमेंट इज obviously the tribal movement. In Gudem Hills of Andhra Pradesh, the tribals started a movement under the leadership of Alluri Sitaram Raju. Tribals wanted to get back their traditional rights over forest. So I think you have read about this story in class 9th also, the forest law enforced by the Britisher. So the movement against the forest laws by Britisher that deprived the tribal from collecting fruits, wood and grazing animal. सो ये स्टोरी पे एक ट्विस्ट भी था. जो अलूरू सीताराम राजू थे वो बहुत ही इन्फ्लुएंस हुए थे महात्मा गांधी के कंसेप्ट ऑफ स्वराज से, बट एट द सेम टाइम द मेथड फॉलोड बाय द ट्राइबल्स एंड पीजेंट्स वर अगेंस्ट द गांधीयन मेथड ऑफ नॉन वायलेंस. दे फॉलोड वायलेंट मेथड्स ऑफ स्ट्रगल. ओके, तो उनका मानना था कि इंडिया कुड बी लिबरेटेड ओनली बाय द यूज ऑफ फोर्स, नॉट नॉन वायलेंस. स्वराज इन द प्लांटेशन और मूवमेंट इन द प्लांटेशंस. तो असम पे जो प्लांटेशन वर्कर थे उनके लिए स्वराज क्या था? फॉर देम स्वराज वाज द मूवमेंट इन एंड आउट ऑफ द कन्फाइंड स्पेस. So workers in the plantation of Assam demanded the right to freely in and out of state. They opposed the Inland Immigration Act of 1859, which took away the right to free movement. When they heard about the non-cooperation movement, they moved to their villages. They thought that the Gandhi Raj was coming and everyone would be given land in their village. People from various strata of the society began to chant the name of Gandhi and the slogan of Swatantra Bharat. So my dear children, that's the end for today's session. We will meet in our next class with new topics. Till then, bye. Take a very good care of yourself and happy learning.